Okay, Randall here. Big yawn, that's chaos. My cat sleeping on my shirt. You change your clothes, you put your shirt down for a moment, and he just immediately parks his butt on there and goes to sleep. I love ya. Yeah. Okay, sorry I haven't given an update recently. That's his litter box. Into the bathroom. So, here it is. Yesterday my nephew was over, and this is what we did. Let me sit down. There we are. Okay, I had to take... Here's the hot and cold. We have the hot and the cold for the master bath and the kids' bath. The kids' bath being this bathroom. I had to take out my blocking here. This is a toilet, you know, for the toilet and more toilet over there. So you have two pairs, and we crimped them, and it's really quite nerve-wracking to crimp these guys because you gotta keep the crimper on this axis back and forth. You gotta make sure that it's not, you know, off square. But my nephew was here, and he pumps iron, so I let him do the crimping. So we got the hot and cold for the master bath here, and then we've got a hot, which for the sink and the shower. So the hot and the cold. The hot comes up over here, and I haven't figured this out yet. I will. But here, this is interesting. For the cold for the kids' bath, for this bathroom, we put this T in right here. This T. So 3/4. The feed comes this way, line side, and the load. You have a load right here that comes off. Heads this way, comes around. There it is, right there. This 1/2 incher. And right now it's just hanging free because I got to work on the stub out. This is for the toilet service, so I have the stub out here. It's in backwards. I got to work on the geometry of this, and then for the Viga you crimp. That goes in there with and you put a ferrule or a collar on, and you crimp, which is what these things are right there. So you have a T, so you have toilet, and then here's sink and shower for the cold. So you got a 3/4 and a 1/2. Let me go here. So here we are. Now, I'm having trouble reading the technical drawing for the sink. And so right here, this bracket is set at 19 inches. It imitates the bracket in the master bath, which was done 1928, or I don't know. The function of the height of this stub out for the sink the height of it, whether it's correct or not, is a function of estimating the height of the floor from the subfloor, the thin set, the radiant floor heating panel, cloth, more thin set, the curdy, then more thin set, and then the tiles. So I have no idea. I mean, I think it might be, say, 1.5 inches, 3/4 inch OSB, and then the rest of the sandwich is like, say, another 3/4 of an inch. So this may or may not be in the right spot. According to the technical document, this guy wants to be almost basically at the same height, but he can't because he's got to be like underneath. And so when that is figured out, then I can crimp the crimp the 3/4 and the 1/2. So the 1/2 on the 3/4 here will have a 3/4 incoming, then 2 halves over here, the same as for the toilet down there. So he'll hook up to the sink, and the shower stall blue, which is right there. So we'll have a short length of blue coming up to over here, and then that's for the red, and the blue is you know, they're both tees. Like the blue is half half half, and this is 3/4 half half. So that's where it stands right now. I'm going to go down, turn the camera off, and go downstairs. Okay, we're back. I'm in the basement here, and if we look up, we have the 4 pipes that we put in yesterday with my nephew and I, and they now look kind of organized. And oh, what's this? Oh, we got a board here. It looks like a 2x6 that somebody nailed across the joists, and we had a nice combed fan of 2 hots and 2 cold 3/4 with mounting brackets, and they keep going and they start spreading out. And then, oh my goodness, how did this happen? Wow, look at that. I have these blocking here. They have a 2x4, a 2x4, and then OSB, and then another 3/4 inch, and then a 1x just 3/4 inch, and then I have another piece of 3/4 here. And look at these. I crimped these valves on. I think I got the valves on backwards, but it doesn't matter. You can turn that would be on, and then that would be off. I think I don't know which way these are supposed to point towards the water direction, the flow of water, but I guess it doesn't matter. So I crimped these on, and I got them all pretty straight, if I say so myself. And then what's going to happen now is that maybe even tomorrow I might put more blocking up here. And then, well, the plan is that you crimp on more PEX here, and you have it turn at a right angle, come across, maybe come up over my conduits here, and then you hook into, this is Mr. Cold for the house, for the kitchen, and this is Mr. Hot for the kitchen. So what I'll do is I'll hook them up close by, so we'll have 4, and they'll turn, and I'll have to put wood up here to, you know, hold them, make it look pretty. But you want to have 4, you know, have a nice an arc and a perfect right angle and come over. Perfect right angle and come over. I'll have to take the insulation off and put in these fittings. So, hold on, I'll go get the fittings. Okay, here it is. We have a sweat fitting, and what I'll do is I'll have to cut them in. I don't know, you know, maybe put maybe 6 inches on center apart from each other. I don't know, or I don't know how close or far apart they should be. And so they would go on like this, and we have these threaded Viga thread, male thread to female Viga crimp receptacle. So I'll have 4 of them, and I'll have to figure out the feng shui of it to make it look nice. And so that's that. And then we'll just have the blues and the reds come and do a right angle. I need to get 3 more of those right angle plastic pieces, and we'll make it look nice. So that's the story there. And I gave up on the plan. I have an additional roll, 100-foot roll of red and blue, and I was going to connect up the valves. Actually, I was going to do the valves down here, closer to where the furnace lives. The furnace is in there. Let me, the furnace is down there. The service comes, the incoming cold, then it goes to the furnace, and then continues on to the house, the cold, and then the hot comes from the furnace over here. I was going to hook them in over here, but it's just such a pain, and I got to run the PEX over all this mishmash of stuff from Mom's. You know, wash lines to... I could hook them in here where the service for the kitchen goes down over. But I realized my attempts at load balancing and all that might just be too much for me right now. I just gonna chicken out and put them in right over here and just keep them close. So when Mother turns on the shower, sorry, it was hot or cold water in the kitchen. When somebody in the kitchen turns on hot and cold water or the dishwasher and you're taking a shower, and you know you're gonna be fighting for hot or cold water. So, but the fix for that would be too much for me to do right now. Maybe some other day, but not today. I've seen it on this old house, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, so little steps at a time. So yeah, these looks pretty good. Trying to emulate what I see on TV. Alright, thanks. Bye bye.